Good morning. Welcome to We're Burning Daylight, locked, loaded, and ready to go for another work week, giving God the glory in every opportunity, all day long, every minute of every hour. Praise ye the Lord. Let us go to the scripture today that we find first in Exodus chapter 24. Then he said to Moses, "Come up to the Lord, you, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 elders of Israel, and worship from afar. Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but the others shall not come near, and the people shall not come up with him." Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the rules. And all the people answered with one voice and said, "All the words that the Lord has spoken, we will do." And Moses wrote down all the words of the Lord. He rose early in the morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the people of Israel who offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen to the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood and he threw against the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it in the hearing of the people. And they said, "All that the Lord has spoken we will do, and we will be obedient." And Moses took the blood and threw it on the people. That's right. And Moses took the blood and threw it on the people and said, "Behold, the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words." And then Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel went up, and they saw the God of Israel. There was under his feet, as it were, a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. And he did not lay his hand on the chief men of the people of Israel. They beheld God and ate and drank. And the Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and wait there, that I may give you the tablets of stone with the law and the commandments, which I have written for their instruction." So Moses rose with his assistant Joshua, and Moses went up into the mountain of God. And he said to the elders, "Wait here for us until we return to you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever has dispute, let him go to them." And then Moses went up on the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain, and the glory of the Lord dwelt on Mount Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days. And on the 7th day he called to Moses out of the midst of the cloud. Now the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire on top of the mountain in the sight of the people of Israel. Moses entered the cloud and went up on the mountain, and Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. To God be the glory. Let's pick up a few verses in our psalm reading today, that of chapter 25. We start with verse 1. "To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. O my God, in you I trust. Let me not be put to shame. Let not my enemies exult over me. Indeed, none who wait for you shall be put to shame, and they shall be ashamed who are wantonly treacherous. Make me know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truths and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all the day long." Praise ye the Lord. Spend some time today in worship. Spend some time today just being still and truly knowing that he is God. We're going to take our New Testament reading of the gospel right out of chapter 25. He says, "Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 virgins who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were wise. For when the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them, but the wise took flasks of oil with their lamps. As the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and slept. But at midnight there was a cry, 'Here is the bridegroom, come out to meet him.' Then all the virgins rose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, 'Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out.' But the wise answered and said, since there was not enough for us and for you, go rather to the dealers and buy for yourselves. And while they were going to buy, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, and the door was shut. Afterward, the other virgins came also, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered, truly, I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour. Let us pick up our devotion today. We're reading out of the Live Dead Joy. Thank you, Dick Brogdon, for the permission to be able to share this on all the platforms that are available to us. And we're using the Facebook Live. And those of you that are watching and participating, would you share this immediately following so that others may have the privilege of hearing this wonderful revelation? Further up and further in. My favorite book among C.S. Lewis' Chronicles of Narnia is The Last Battle. In the final chapter, the Narnians explore Aslan's country. They find that the further they travel, the broader and the more beautiful the land. God's concentrated circles expand the closer you press in to the center. The Narnians exhort one another to press on and up to higher ground in joyful, non-competitive discovery as they race one another. But not all things of the Lord can be pursued in community. In Exodus 24, Moses ascended to the mountain of God with the elders of Israel and Joshua. There they saw God and even ate and drank with him, staggering. How wonderful that communal interaction must have been. But God had a further invitation for just Moses and Joshua. Come up to me and be there. Verse 12. Moses and Joshua climbed further up, and the glory of the Lord descended on the mountain as they lingered in God's presence. Verse 13 through 15. On the seventh day, God called Moses alone out of the cloud, and Moses communed with God for 40 days and 40 nights. Verse 18, no companion traveled with Moses to that place of intimacy. Some things of the Lord cannot be experienced corporately. Some things, Jesus tells us, should be told to no person, no spouse, no child, no friend. Needs to be reread. Some things, Jesus tells us, should be told to no person, no spouse, no child, no friend. Some intimacies are intended just for the partakers. Some things of the Spirit are not to be shared. The lesson of the wise virgins in Matthew 25:9 is that oil is not to be given to others at a cost to your own supply. This sounds counter to laying down your life for others, but Jesus never intends for us to sacrifice intimacy with him, come on now, in pursuit of helping others. He sets this boundary clearly. We must at all costs preserve a personal intimacy with Jesus, even if that pursuit means we refrain from helping or serving others. Why? Because if we are not intimate with Jesus, that is, if we run out of oil, we will have nothing transformative to give to others. The best thing I can do in my service to others is to abide with Jesus. I said the best thing that I can do in service to others is to abide in Jesus. Woo, that's powerful. When I preserve my personal intimacy with him, I serve those around me best. My intimacy with Jesus gives me the right and the authority to exhort others to rush further up and further in. This is Pastor Bobby. It has been just a tremendous morning to kick off this week's We're Burning Daylight. Grab that cup of coffee, that cup of hot tea, or whatever this morning of refreshment. Get you going and active for the things of God, that he might receive the glory in all those things that are ahead of you today. We'll talk to you later.